for free and stuff like this. But
Oh, there we go. Recording now.
hello, Miles. Thank you for having me on your new show, Damn Good Coffee Time, part two, basically, which
Yeah.
is the unbanned one.
Yeah, this is the upload version.
On YouTube, I was banned for negative comments towards the very much esteemed podcaster Twin Perfect, and
I don't think anybody can just be perfect though to call himself twin perfect. There's got to be some flaws somewhere in there.
like this 4.5 hour video, you mean? Doing these constant, like, really irritating impressions of Lynch, like, totally disrespectful. I mean, at least with me, it doesn't sound anything like Lynch, so therefore it's hilarious.
He
Well,
can't have as good of a Lynch impression as I do.
yeah, I mean, mine is just sounds like a Derbyshire Lynch, basically. So, like, oh,
I
it's
don't think I've ever heard of this twin perfect guy.
I will
I'm thinking,
probably hide that video, to be fair, but the one I did. But you know, I mean, the season 4 thing is kind of like a beyond the joke now, isn't it? Really, it's like parody in and of itself.
I wouldn't lose out all hope just yet. I mean, we don't. At the end of the day, no one really knows whether or not we're gonna get a season 4.
Well, you know, my other screen name on Twitch is Twat, not perfect, and some people said this is a bit offensive. Why are you calling yourself a twat? And I said, well, because I am a twat. Okay. They said you're banned immediately.
They banned you for
I
insulting
just
yourself?
yeah, I just saw the avatar of like someone pointing and saying "get out," and I was like, "This is not a very friendly place, is it?" You know.
Just when I heard from
I
some
thought
people that YouTube was taking it easy.
I thought these places were like, and I thought it was like bloody Cheers or something, like where everybody knows your name.
Where everybody
Yeah.
knows your
Go
name.
on then, do your Lynch impression then.
Oh, my Lynch impression.
Well, no, do no. What we'll do, right, is I'll like say hello. This is Miles, or can I call you Edward?
Oh, you can call me Miles.
Miles Davis. And today, Miles, you're going to be playing the saxophone and talking about your love of Twin Perfect, right? But also, you said you're not aware of him. You're not aware of him, but you still love him, okay? Right? And I don't know. You say you've not seen his video then?
No, maybe I have, and just
Don't
like
give him in
don't.
there.
We'll. I'll have to check
Like
him
a
out.
poison chalice, they say. But like that scene at the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and then like if you take the wrong one,
You know,
like you might get millions of views, but nobody's paying you for that shit. So take it down.
but yeah, I love you, Twin Perfect. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get
Well, no, but Twin Perfect now
reported.
hates me. He said, hey, I got a personal message just saying, it literally said "F you" in the ass, and I was like, okay, when is this happening, please?
Yeah, just give me a time and place.
I'll be there. At this point, I'm up for anything really.
Don't
No,
threaten
no,
me with a good time.
not with a man though.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Twin Perfect.
But you do kind of look like a woman, so that's I mean,
Does
true.
he?
He looks feminine,
Oh, okay.
but he's got gingery, well, sort of light strawberry blonde hair, rather attractive. Um, no, he doesn't look feminine. He looks like just a normal guy. And honestly, in all seriousness, he raised some very interesting points within his video. I think the thing that I'm mocking is the 4.5 hour nature of it. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a very long-winded point to make.
Well, I mean, obviously, most people probably don't watch the video in one sitting unless they're completely insane. But I mean, to be honest, it's not much longer than some of Scorsese's recent films, but like, it's not a film. And some of the points in it he makes are absolutely like, some are just ridiculous, but then some are actually quite good. So in a way, it's spoiling itself with much of a muchness, you know.
And it's just like theories and stuff like that he has.
It's basically like a countdown of everything that he's found on Reddit in a way. Although I do think some of his points are original. So, and at the end of the day, you know, many people have similar ideas anyway. So, I'm not actually. I don't really want to say F you to Trim Perfect, and I would like to apologize for the video. I probably will take that one down. It's not visible anyway, because I don't really like making videos which are offensive towards people. I mean, it's just. I mean, maybe sometimes it can be a bit funny, but you don't want to stay out your welcome, do you? Really?
Yeah, and you know,
Where are you welcome?
especially when you get the reaction that you did, it's kind of like, and for some people that's rewarding. Like, you know, that's what
No.
they sought after.
But whereas for me, it makes me just worried when it's got like
Yeah,
4,000 views and stuff. No, I had about 3,000, I think, and I can't remember. But
well, your video or his?
no, mine had a few thousand. His
Oh
had
wow,
millions. So,
millions, huh?
but the one that like 2 million. But mine might have kind of just touched the surface of sort of some of the, you know, the online kind of cultsters and stuff. So
Yeah, Twin Peaks definitely has that a cult following, and
on
it
on
should bring
Facebook,
us all together. You know.
it doesn't though, does it? A lot of the time, it's you get these groups, and it's like there's one called Polite David Lynch Fans, you know, and it's like, well, surely all groups are polite David Lynch fans, you know.
Except for the ones that are reporting other videos. To me, that's not very polite. That's not
I mean, some
kind.
people are why, yeah. What happened with Cameron? I spoke to him earlier about it, because I wanted to, and we not spoken for quite some time, and I just said to him, I'm really sorry about that. Part of it, I was very honest about it, and I said, partly I felt like I spoke to Joe, who started the page originally, kind of. I mean, then it changed though, and Cameron managed to get, I don't know, he added 50,000 views, 50,000 likes and things, and followers or whatever, and so, you know, rightly he kind of took it over, and he was doing really well with it, and then people just like report something because they don't like it politically, or it could be quite as simple as like don't know politics on the page, which is fine, but you don't have to start reporting people for it.
Yeah.
It seems the kind of the political firmament is just like brewing up this kind of, you know, nasty Folgers coffee of like just
It's creating division is what it's doing.
content. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, Folgers is one of the best coffees you can get. You know, and you know, I used to do those spit take videos, and I remember, and I was like in the pandemic. Voltaire used to love them. He came on our show, and other people seemed to sort of tolerate them. But then the pandemic came around, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do another one of these spitting videos. Took my mask off, and I thought, shit, if someone sees me doing this, it's like I'm going to be arrested. Pretty unlikely, but I just think that kind of, you know, I am someone who has some level of decorum, and to start spitting out a fizzy drink whilst you're standing around, possibly other people might see you doing it during a time of a pandemic. Yeah.
Well, if you're in the comfort of your own home, it shouldn't
Oh
be.
yeah, you can do it there. Yeah, just spit it all over the wall. Right. You just have to kind of set up the whole living room with like a paddling pool and some plastic sheets and things, like Leo's house in the original Twin Peaks. I can hear it's like you're moving some kind of water bottle around or something. I don't know.
That's my office chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, moving my cat. He's like
You
getting near the wires.
you sure you're not masturbating?
I hope not.
Well, you know, it's an option these days. I think.
Well,
You
I
know,
hope it doesn't sound that way.
to be honest, if my videos were Twin Peaks on masturbation, there'd probably be like 50,000 views or something. You know, like the secret of Twin Peaks is Dale Cooper's obsession with coffee is all about masturbation.
This is far surpasses transcendental meditation.
It's like it's actually the opposite of that, isn't it? It's like Cooper's innocence shines through in the original show, and that almost makes him succumb to the darkness in a way. It's the sort of old age tale of opposites in a way.
Well, you know, it's crazy to think about too. Like Dougie in The Return, he didn't find himself. He didn't like become Cooper until he had
Oh,
sex with his lady, right?
well, that's true. But he was an unwilling participant, I think. No, yeah, that shot is just like, and he makes a noise, doesn't he? Or no, sorry, she makes a noise, and then Sonny Jim like sits up, like, what's going on?
Well, it's like Naomi Watts, though, right? I mean, I don't know who would want to unwillingly participate in.
Well, no, I mean, basically, I was surprised at how much clearly, Carmen McLaughlin had been working out, and I thought, is this a bit of CGI or something? I don't know, but like, it wasn't. And then Dougie was having the time of his life, it seems.
Yeah, the borderline innocent character right there, Dougie.
Of my life, he says at one point.
We spent
Because like with the character that played Jenny E, she shadows the line from Donna, I believe, in the original show where she says, "I don't know, this is like the most beautiful dream and a nightmare at the same time because of her burgeoning romance with James." And then Janie E says, "This is like the most wonderful dream and the worst day or something I've ever had," when she's given that like 425,000 from the casino and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of like kind of references in there, which I think some people missed a bit.
Yeah, it's been years. I need to just watch it all over again from season 1. Just watch it all over again. What I want to do, I want to watch the UK version of the pilot because I don't think I've ever watched it. I
The
don't think I've.
European one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in for a little bit of a surprise there, then.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually
You
ever
see,
watched
you see
it.
Andy and Lucy like at home with Andy's playing the trumpet or something, and Lucy's, I can't remember what Lucy's doing actually, but just sitting in bed, kind of.
So is that the version that you grew up watching? Is that the version that
Yeah,
you
pretty
saw
much.
when it aired?
No, I saw that after the one that aired, and then I was like, okay, this is just a hidden kind of. It was a bit like the Missing Pieces, but shorter. So it's about 20 more minutes of stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's some really good stuff with Al Strobel, though, saying, about the red thread. And then that's like, it's as if, because then in Fire Walk With Me, they say about Cousin Lil's dress. Look, did you notice the different thread on the. So there's little things in there which kind of match up with other things that we see then in other parts of Twin Peaks. But the bit where Al Strobel's going, about the red thread. And he's talking to Cooper on the phone at the Great Northern. I think he rings up and it's Mike.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And
see, I definitely haven't watched that one.
and it gives you more of an impression that Mike and Bob are basically in our world. Like, and then Bob is down in the basement of the hospital with the furnace, etc. Again, in Twin Peaks: The Return, Bobby goes to the furnaces. If you've never seen the European ending of the pilot, then
Where is that available at? Because I don't think it's available just to stream anywhere.
It probably is.
I'll have to check it out.
I'll
Because,
find it for you anyway at some point. But I mean, I'm sure you could find it. I don't
yeah, I'll
know.
track it down.
I think it's available on, like, for instance, yeah, it's on like the entire mystery box set, which came out 10 years ago. You must know of that, surely.
The mystery box set, is that just the seasons and stuff, or
It's season 1, season 2, Fire Walk with Me, and the missing pieces from that. And I believe also the gold box set actually we could probably find quite cheap. So yeah. Anyway, let's just move on now because I definitely no interest in just sort of promoting Paramount's releases and stuff. I'm not getting paid for this, so,
yeah, we'll move on from that one.
As you know, I'm more of an analyst, kind of. An analyst of Twin Peaks, and no, I'm not trying to be clever or anything. Like, I mean what I say, like
It came out funny though,
like it sounds.
No, you and
Because
Ben do such a great job breaking down all the hidden meanings.
yeah,
and
whilst
stuff.
having actual nervous breakdowns. Me and John are like two squabbling sisters who are kind of like, "You bitch! No, you bitch!" I don't know if you've seen John on any show, but it's just.
I believe is that's not Cyberpunk, is it?
No, that's Johnny. Johnny's the I know him from Cameron days and stuff.
Oh, okay. I've seen Cyberpunk a lot.
He's not been on us so much really lately, actually. Johnny. He's become a little distant, you might say.
Yeah, we'll have to get the guy Cameron, that's his name, right? The guy that reported you. We'll have to get him on for an interview or something. A recorded interview.
What do you mean reported me? He didn't report me.
Oh, who reported you? Who was the one that?
What are you talking about?
I thought that's what you were saying earlier. Somebody reported your video that got thousands of.
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
So what happened with the page Twin Peaks Worldwide? People reported him making political posts. I thought you knew about that.
No, I'm a bit out of the loop. But yeah, people, y'all need to stop doing that. Stop it. That's like just the harshest thing you could do to a content creator.
It's just been a telltale tit, and you know what that is, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll show you a clip. I present a clip from something. This will not get you. If we just show it very briefly, this is just going to be a short video now. We'll just go up to like half an hour, maybe. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Here we go. It's actually been put on YouTube. Yeah. You know who Cara Delevingne is, by the way?
That sounds familiar. I'll need to look at it.
She's like a model and actress. So anyway, this is kind of a scene from I think I could present. Yeah, here we go. I'll show my screen. I don't know. Just tell me what you think of this, basically, if you can make sense of it somehow.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Go on, gladly.
What do you know about the death of Alexia?
I know nothing about horses. Do I look like I give a shit about horses? I mean, it's just seriously the best you can do. Don't you have to pass some sort of fitness exam to get into the police?
Yeah, I passed it with flying colours. I was top of my class.
In what? Having type 1 diabetes?
What?
Stuffing your face with cake? Rolling down a hill?
Well, actually, I'm very good at rolling down a hill.
Yeah, that's about all you can muster.
The governor's cutting down. He only had 5 meals today.
How dare you, Chris? How dare you?
I was watching you, Gov.
They kind of improvise it, you see.
I'm sorry, Mr. Levine, you must think we're a pair of clowns, but we have intelligence.
Of course I do.
We have intelligence.
I doubt that very much.
What?
I doubt that you have any intelligence between you at all. You see, I get things done my way, okay? When I was 6 years old, I forced my nanny to undergo months of plastic surgery to make her look like a mermaid. By the time the procedure was completed and her tail was attached, I'd grown bored of mermaids. So naturally, she hanged.
Sounds a bit fishy to me, Gov.
Was that an attempt at a joke?
I think it was. He does that to try and lighten the mood.
It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, reminds me of a story of my own. When I was a young boy, I had a friend. He was a robot called Bobby. I made him out of some old shoe boxes and a matchbox. One day I came home from school and my dad had thrown Bobby into the garden. He said that Bobby was a telltale and an idiot. Bob
Said he was a what?
Oh, right, no, I
he
said,
said that Bobby was a telltale Ted. He said Bobby was no good and he was a telltale Ted.
yeah, it's a pretty funny show, actually, at times. So,
Yeah, we shouldn't get in trouble. I'll put just do a
Yeah.
hashtag fair use and
well, we're not going live, so
well, even for recordings, you'll need to use the fair use policy hashtag.
yeah, tell me about that. But the thing is, are you going to post this on, say, Facebook or something? And then I can share it from there.
Do you have? We'll talk about it once the stream's over. We can discuss all that. We won't get too techie in the video.
Well, you know, I told you before the show that I wanted to talk exclusively about tech. So, as you know, I'm really into it. I got myself a new mic today. I don't mean I found somebody called Mike. I bought a mic for, live streaming.
Oh, so you're using a new mic right now?
It's actually a mic connected to a box, which is like a robot that I'm operating using pieces of string. No, I didn't. I used to have a blue snowball mic, but it broke. So
Your sound's coming in good.
I probably
mic
should
you're
get a
using.
new mic, to be honest, but it's like I go into this sort of mode of I've got to research this. And then even when you do that, you might end up with something that doesn't work or whatever. And so it's kind of, I don't know. I will say there's no point going out and spending a lot of money on something if you're just doing streaming. So yeah, like you were saying about how you've not seen the European ending of the Twin Peaks pilot, which is quite interesting to me. I don't understand why you've not seen it, but
Yeah, just tracking it down. I'll just have to.
I think it would be on YouTube, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just have to track it down.
Yeah, you should watch it tonight.
Yeah, that pilot episode is great. I one of the best pilots, I think, to any TV show. Twin Peaks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually went to this meeting about transcendental meditation, and they showed the pilot episode of Twin Peaks and stuff. Well,
sweet.
With a little difficulty, to be honest. They managed to download it through the Apple app and stuff, and it wasn't set up beforehand. I'll say one thing about the transcendental meditation crew: you've got to be prepared for a little bit of, shall we call it, Dr. Jacobiness.
Yeah, which is a bit ironic. People that meditate all the time should have.
It depends on the individual. I think it's open to everyone, and you see there's lots of different people that have different skills, don't they? Not everybody is tech savvy or there is a TM app, for instance. You can do that. But I mean, meditation as I would say as a whole, this is my view. You can go to a Buddhist meditation course for free, for instance. So. TM, there are TM schools. They teach it in schools and things like this. People have various different opinions of this, but for me, I would generally say it's a good thing. So,
There's flotation tanks in my area where you can go and
Well,
meditate
that's a completely different kind of.
yeah.
I think that's like a. And I don't know. I would just say that's a little bit like kind of. It's not for everyone, is it? Because not everyone can afford to go and, you know, like TM has much reduced rates for say if you're on a low wage, etc., and things like that. It is fair. It's very very low prices, but to go in somewhere that's got flotation tanks and stuff, I mean, I imagine it's not going to cost just like $5 or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much it would cost.
Me neither. I've never. I know some people swear by it though. They say it's.
I mean, your previous work experience, you said it was basically like being in the abyss, right?
It could be.
Are you familiar with that film by James Cameron?
I need to watch that. That's probably like the only James Cameron film I haven't watched.
Oh, you should watch that. It's very good. But it's I saw it in the cinema originally, and we were all quite impressed by it. But it's a bit long. But then so is Terminator 2 and Aliens. So
And Avatar 2. I just recently
oh
watched
god,
Avatar
just
2.
does my head in. Really, that kind of stuff. It's just
The
to me,
sequel is a lot
too
better
old for
than
that.
the
Maybe,
sequel is a
yeah.
lot better than the first.
I know I'm not open-minded enough, but I think I've always been someone who's always been averse to animation, and it's just like we all have our different opinions, don't we? And
Yeah.
mine could be completely wrong, but I'm not saying like I don't like it. It's just not for me. That's it. With me, everything is about the kind of the materiality of film and the technical aspects, not like CGI so much, which I find a little bit alienating. And I think that's what Lynch was doing, with the bomb ball and his rather sort of more lo-fi CGI and stuff. It was
The
kind of
ball buster.
the cinema of alienation, like he's deliberately alienating the audience from their own material. And then he slams home like the last episode, which just goes in a completely different direction. So
We
and
did
even
get to
that,
see some great prop work. That little radio station that those like
oh yeah,
dirty homeless people were
the men, the woodsman.
yeah, the woodsmen and stuff. I thought all that was really neat.
Yeah, they built that, and in the behind the scenes, Lynch was making a joke about saying how much it costs, saying it cost $250,000 to build, and the woman on the the kind of production side was like, "All right, come on, it's not that much. Just please, Lynch, can you just and some of the behind the scenes are pretty hilarious, but they filmed it basically as if they were filming like a low budget production, and then even though they had more money than a low budget production, but they kind of tried to cut corners whenever possible. But as you know, that led to a few differences of opinions between Lynch and the producers. But in terms of like unseen material, for instance, and watching Twin Peaks, you should really look at that European pilot, because I'm sure you've seen the missing pieces from Fire Walk with Me, right? Or maybe you haven't. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? That's incredible. There's like literally 90 minutes of extra material from Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Oh wow. I have grown to appreciate Fire Walk with Me. I didn't really care for it the first go around, but
really,
I've grown to appreciate it a lot.
the first time I saw it, I was like, "This film is excellent." Like, and I'd read the script beforehand, you see, because somebody sent it to me from America, which I think was a little bit of a mistake on my part, but
Yeah, I think I just went in there because I didn't know it was
kind of powerless. You said, yeah, I imagine it could have been a bit sort of like a struggle for someone who really was hoping it would dive straight into Twin Peaks, and then it goes off in this other direction, and then even the Twin Peaks stuff is much more it's far more blatant, isn't it? And it's also centered very much on the Palmer family as well. And
yeah,
if you watch the entire mystery, the missing pieces, there's like lots of stuff. There's other stuff to do with Donna Hayward, and like at the Hayward's house, like there's a scene where Will Hayward just produces a red rose. And then they were going, I think they actually filmed it. There's supposed to be a red rose that he'd somehow dropped out of his car window next to Spark 121 when James roars off on his motorbike at the end. And there were other little, so it's like the opposite of the blue rose, but they just, in the end, it ended up in the cutting room floor. And like, for instance, one of the biggest well-known fans of the show, Josh Eisenstadt, he said that there's even another 40 minutes of the film. Like, there was a more violent death scene initially filmed, and Lynch kind of retooled it a bit because it was almost going kind of into Suspiria sort of level of surrealism and, like Sacred Heart and you see how Leyland has a knife.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a shot of the knife plunging into Laura's heart.
Oh, wow.
And it's
just like
apparently
Suspiria.
Yeah, basically. And there was some kind of scene, probably something else like that. I mean, it was probably very subliminal stuff, but because the thing is, she didn't die from knife wounds anyway. It was blunt force trauma mainly, and there were shallow knife wounds, but so there were kind of these different contradictions within Firewalk with Me. One thing Cameron pointed out to me was the picture of Laura in the cabinet in the school in Firewalk with Me isn't actually a different photo to the one shown in the pilot, which is just like genius, kind of filmmaking. But I do think it kind of went a bit in a direction that some people found a bit uncomfortable, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, people felt that way with The Return as well, I would say.
Well, yeah, but I think The Return was lighter. It was more. But I think with one quote from Kim Newman, who is a famous reviewer in this country, he said it was like compared to the sort of the fresh or pine trees of the original series, 2 seasons, like the Fire with Me was like the autumnal kind of leaves blowing sort of. And it was filmed even during 4th season, I think. Or, yeah. So it didn't really look like the Twin Peaks we knew and loved, did it? And it sort of, that's kind of just not like planned though, anyway. That's just like they filmed it so fast. So.
Yeah, there was a good.
What
I
kind
wouldn't
of
say
did you actually find difficult though when you were watching it?
Which movie or which show?
FWWM. I mean, it's.
I guess when I went into it initially, I didn't know it was going to be a prequel or anything like that. I was one of the people that thought it was going to take place like after.
But the poster says these are the last 7 days of Laura Palmer. So.
Well, yeah, I didn't see the poster, and I watched the show and then just put on the movie. This was like when I was a teenager too.
But where did you find the film?
I just downloaded it. I didn't.
You mean off of torrents or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. It's a shame though in a way sometimes. I mean, you can't hand out everything free, but on the other hand, I understand. I don't hold. I mean, it's not like I'm on some kind of moral crusade to stop streaming, but I think it's sometimes a shame because it sort of means you don't really get to know what the film's going to be. You're just watching it blind, and then, it must have taken you a bit by surprise then.
Oh yeah, but when I did rewatch it, I did appreciate it a lot more. I like the other agents and stuff. You get to get insight on the agents who were there before Cooper, like David Bowie.
Yeah, who can't enjoy, the Sam Stanley scenes and Chris Isaac? It's like kind of a mixture of like hilarity and sort of this dark humor and sort of weird, just unexpected things. And then the cousin Lil thing. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, "What's going off now? I don't understand this." But yeah, I mean, the rest of it is a bit more understandable, though, isn't it? After it goes to Twin Peaks.
And then one thing else I can say about it is I do like the the glimpse into Donna's character kind of before the tragedy and stuff, who
Right,
she
yeah.
was before the tragedy, and
Did it
was
bother
kind
you
of
that they brought in Maura Kelly because Laura Flynn Boyle was busy filming other things? So apparently, Laura Flynn Boyle didn't want to do the nudity in the pink room scene. So, and yet she later was in a film called The Road to Wellness where she had a topless scene. So I'm not really sure that was the reason why. I think she was just getting too many movie offers and for a time there. And she's actually just made a film recently. So I'm interested in watching that. Did you know, actually, as well, interesting side point, there was a film made with Cheryl Lee and Grace Zabriskie, but it kind of got a very, very low-key release. And I have to find out what that is because I really should watch that. I mean, it's like the film Lucky, with Harry Dean Stanton and Lynch in it, which I've never seen, but I really should make an effort to.
Harry Dean Stanton and Lynch.
Yeah, it's a film called Lucky, and it's like it's kind of the thing with streaming, even just paying for it, etc., which can seem rather like you're gonna have to take out about 50 loans to watch a film. Like you don't really get the full info on the film, even, do you, when you're looking on things like Amazon or whatever?
Dang, I didn't even know about this movie. Lucky.
Well,
it's on Tubi.
There was a film with Cheryl Lee and Grace Zabriskie in it together. The whole film is about them, and then it just kind of just faded out of view. Like, people were really excited for a few days, and then I don't know what happened. Did you know that there's many films that get filmed and they're just never released even?
Yeah, I know that's what's going on right now with the Toxic Avenger. The remake, I mean, it got filmed with Peter Dinklage and stuff, and for whatever reason, it's just not going to be released.
It probably will be eventually, I imagine, but maybe they thought it was a bit too not the right casting or something, because
yeah, because Peter Dinklage, he's playing the Avenger in the remake.
Well, they've already filmed it, but you say it's not getting released, so that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
they interviewed.
I'd push out to see, to be honest, but
Yeah, same here. I haven't even watched the original one, so
it just reminds me of when they made Grindhouse, sorry, and then is that your chair again? It keeps making weird noises.
Oh, I moved my mic a bit up.
Okay, so it's like, yeah. Around. So we'll pretty much leave the video anyway in a minute, just because.
I have a setting on where it's not supposed to pick up any background noise, but I guess
it's not background noise. It's the mic itself making a noise.
Oh, okay.
And it's the chair itself making a noise because you're moving around or something.
Yeah, I think it's the mic stand shaking around.
Yeah, well, you can't do that kind of stuff if you're going to do live videos and everything. It's like, it's just going to distract people.
Hey, some people hate it when you're eating on stream,
Who?
Listeners and stuff, viewers. People gripe about that kind of stuff.
Are you saying with me or?
Yeah, well, yeah. You were crunching away on some, I don't know what that was, lettuce or?
I've actually found that there's more people who enjoy that than the.
Well, if they're watching like ASMR or something, yeah. Or like the sound of walking on gravel. Or...
Exactly. Well, some people tune in to Twin Peaks Coffee Time or Damn Good Coffee Time, whatever we call it, because of that. I would start videos
That's a fair point.
Instance, in the bath, and they're like, okay, this is completely fine. But the sound would always be good, so.
Yeah, this mic is really sensitive. It picks up like a lot.
How much did it cost them?
A little over 100. I was less than 200. But it came
costs
with a
over
headset.
$100 and it makes that noise. I mean, that's just
It came
you
with
need
a
to
headset and
stabilize it
stuff.
or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of going tiddly, 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 tiddly.
I could
But-
move the spit guard. Maybe it's the spit guard.
I don't think so.
Because the spit guard's like kind of on it and it like flaps around the spit guard.
Just take that off then.
Yeah.
You've not got spit, have you?
No. I don't really know really what the spit guard does. I guess people say to have it on there, but
That's for singing
mainly,
mainly, I think.
Well, until we start
I know you're
singing
quite
some
you're into that kind of stuff a bit, but
Christmas carols or something.
well, I thought that you had a singing channel called Myles at the Hop. No,
I plan to someday.
is your real name Hop?
No, that's not my real name.
Okay, so basically you're trying to be a different person on Facebook than you really are.
Well, it's a it's kind of my name, but not
Myles,
completely.
come on. You had Edward as your name on there. Is Edward your real name?
It's my middle name.
So your first name is Myles, Edward, then what?
Well, that's the mystery.
Well,
Well, the thing is my last name is
Is it?
so distinct. It's like my last name, I'm like the only person in the world with my name. So it's
I'm sure that's true, but I think it would be very easy to find your name if you wanted to. So,
yeah, maybe.
well, no. In America, basically everybody's credit information was leaked online.
Credit.
Well, their like information in terms of banking, etc.,
Oh yeah.
which is just abysmal. But that's the kind of thing that happens with computers and stuff. It doesn't mean you're in danger or anything like that, but it's kind of unnerving, really. The lack of privacy and the
people are weird online. Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously, what do you mean in terms of names and stuff?
Well, just in terms of nature, just behavior and stuff. Like
Oh,
I've
yeah,
had
you
my
mean- yeah.
I've had my identity. I don't know if I necessarily had it stolen, but there was this whole thing where I couldn't get my tax return for 2 years and had to go through all these hoops and because someone was attempting to use my social security card.
You mean like somebody you used to work with, or?
Yeah, they didn't tell me who it was exactly. I mean,
Because you work basically on an oil rig, or
a tender vessel in Alaska. Yeah.
what's a tinder vessel?
It's a boat that supplies like fuel and groceries and collects fish from fishermen.
Okay, so you saw some bad injuries and things.
Yeah, there's like amputees and there's a lot of bad
Did
things.
you ever see someone who was injured and things like that and had to deal with it? And
well, yeah, I mean, if the fishermen get injured, we have to transport them to the cannery if the Coast Guard can't like reach that area,
did you feel like that it left you with this kind of sense of almost like an unfinished project because you just, I don't know, did you say you made you ill or something, or one time? I don't want to go into personal things if you don't want to discuss it. Obviously, that's your.
Thankfully, I never got like seasick or anything out there.
No, I mean because you finished the job, didn't you? And then
one thing that was disturbing is like when you're in like
the behind the scenes of it all. So.
When you're in Anchorage, Alaska, you will see a lot of the amputees like at bars and stuff, like people that have just like lost limbs, and you'll just see them kind of just drinking their life away at the bar.
Yeah. Well, probably trying to sort of like forget it in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe, but did you feel like that when you finished doing the work? You like wanted to forget it, sort of, or did you find it okay?
Yeah, I found it okay for them. I never saw anything too bad.
Okay.
Like I was out there one year when like I think
How
like
long were you in it doing it for?
probably like 4 or 5 years. I think 4 years
Do
to
you
be
need many
exact.
qualifications to do what you were doing? I mean, I would have assumed you did, but
You just need a license,
for what?
a commercial fishing license.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So what made you finish doing it then? Because I thought there was some. You told me something, but
Just the mental state. Like you never really know who you're gonna be working for out there, and some
right,
captains
right.
are just some captains are like completely nuts, like they're hard to work with.
Like too hardened, basically. You mean? Like kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, they just like their life is their work, and it sort of becomes who
One of
they
the
are.
captains I worked for, he got fired because he was drinking rubbing alcohol. You're not allowed to have like alcohol on the boat, but he had rubbing alcohol that he was drinking and getting drunk on. And
Seriously,
yeah, he
that makes
kept
me
it in a water bottle.
think of the film The Master. I don't know if you've seen that. With
Oh, that's a great film.
yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I thought it's pretty disturbing at times. But I could identify with a lot of it, and the misuse of alcohol as a way of coping with emotions and also bringing them out. Perhaps it was just, oh my god, he was drinking rubbing alcohol, which is designed for the skin. For it can help you harden skin, or I don't know, maybe it probably could also be a disinfectant. I don't know really. It's just you shouldn't drink that because it's got things in it which probably make you sick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I bet it. I bet it gets the job done.
It must have made him almost incapacitated at times, or was he just like doing it so that it was not noticeable?
To be honest, I could never tell.
That's the
I
worst,
never,
the
I never,
dangerous area, though, isn't it?
I never suspected him of being drunk or anything.
Yeah, it's quite a sad story, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So it must have been the drudgery of the job. It kind of just wore you down and hollowed you out, left you a shell of a human being.
Yeah,
I think
you
I'm
never
funny
really
now,
get
but
to you
it's
never really get to sleep when you're out there. It's you only
yeah.
ever get like 4 hours, if you're lucky, 4 hours of sleep each night.
So you basically kind of trying to catch up on sleep, but you can't ever really do it. So it's kind of very difficult to find a balance and sort of. It must have been depressing at times then as well. I would imagine, just the what you saw ashore as well as on board. It sounds a bit like reminds me of this show that was made by the BBC called The North Water with Colin Farrell and others. It's particularly
I
good. I
guess it was
recommend.
like a love-hate relationship because you're seeing you're seeing the Alaskan wilderness, the northern lights. Sometimes you're seeing
Yeah,
great.
I know, but you see that for a week and then you're used to it, aren't you? And it's like,
Yeah, I mean, there's times where you can appreciate like just the land and the nature,
scenery.
but then
Yeah. But then other times you basically have to hunker down and you're inside and you struggling to keep warm sometimes and
yeah, I mean, you get good gear, like you have rain gear, you have thermals and stuff to keep you warm.
but you're
But
basically having to do a lot of things really, and
yeah,
so it favors like the younger people really. But then there's probably older people who are kind of a bit more used to it somewhat. But then you say, you're aboard, you're sure, sorry, and you see people with limbs missing. I mean, that's just it's a bit definitely a knock-on effect on your mental health, isn't it? It's kind of going to make you think twice about it. So are you
yeah, like
glad
there
you
was a guy that he lost like some of his fingers and stuff, which I I didn't really get. He had it all wrapped up, so it wasn't like it was just like a bloody sight to behold. But
No, of course.
we were taking him to the.
I don't know whether you were talking about whether it could have been something that could have happened a year ago or, I mean, but that happened before you and you're like, that must be quite worrying.
Yeah, thankfully, I had some close calls to where like I could have got hurt and stuff like that, but
Well, I'm thankful you didn't and that you're able to talk to me about it now because I've never
yeah.
heard about such things really.
Well, have you
Until
ever watched that show Deadliest Catch?
no, no, no.
Okay, it'd be similar to that.
I think,
It'd be
yeah, you need to watch that drama that I talked to you about, the North Shore, or no, it's called the North Water. Sorry, it's really good. But it's set like 100 years ago or more, and like the Colin Farrell character is like suspected of cannibalism with some like, they're like hunting whales, and it's just like you can't, it's like what the hell is going off now? And one of the characters in it, played by Jack O'Connell, who's basically a local actor here from Derby. He's been in big films, like one directed by Angelina Jolie and stuff, but not everybody's heard of Jack O'Connell, but they probably should do. And he's fantastic in it, and he's addicted in it essentially to laudanum, which is a kind of a sedative sort of, but very powerful.
oh wow.
Like it just knocks you out, and he's a clinical doctor on this vessel, which is like not exactly what you call ideal job, going up into the, I don't know where it is I can't say, but going up into like just up into like beyond Iceland and stuff like that. I believe, I'm not sure, but I'd have to investigate it. Maybe it's North America even. I don't know, but
No, I'll check it out. I like Colin Farrell.
yeah, and he plays
Farrell
this
a lot.
bear-like character. He put on quite a bit of weight for the role. I think they padded him out a bit, but he's just like so intimidating in it, and like, but at the same time, kind of almost, you kind of have like a sort of like the people on the ship as well. You have almost a strange, begrudging acceptance of his animalistic behavior. Like he rapes somebody on the ship, a young boy who's working on the ship,
Man.
a young man, and shoves him in a barrel. And they find him in there, almost like pickled. It's gnarly, but like it doesn't just concentrate on stuff like that. It's actually more from the Jack O'Connell character. This physician who's himself, he was in this kind of military incident that left him kind of scarred. And that's why he's become quite over reliant, probably on the laudanum. It just knocks you out flat. Like you're just like, oh. And then he's like waking up, like kind of, and then sort of, yeah.
Did you watch the Banshees of Inisherin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, it's a good film, and that just the entire cast is good in it, and as well, and you feel sorry for the Barry Cohen character, but just
Oh yeah.
it's quite. I didn't realize how sad a film it was going to be, and I was like, I thought it was supposed to be a comedy or something at first, but
I suppose you could say it's like a dark comedy. Yeah.
it really is. It really is, but it's. I think it's quite moving as well, in its sort of strange little way, with this constant like. I'm not talking to you now. Why not? Well, there's no reason. It's just bye.
His films tend to be that way, like In Bruges and Three Billboards Outside.
I've been to Bruges a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh, you've been there. Nice.
Yeah, it's like in the film basically, but not necessarily quite like that. But it's just a touristy town, but like all old buildings and stuff.
I like that.
That big tower is there. That's a central feature. I didn't go up that though, thankfully. I'm not keen on heights, to be honest.
Me neither.
At the best of times. I don't mind it, but I mean, it's all the trudging up there and stuff. I'd be like sweating and stuff. But that must be what it's like when you're in a boat as well. Like sometimes you're just sweating and then you're cold.
Yeah, it was really bad one year during COVID. We couldn't get off the boat, so we had to stay on the boat for like 3 months. Just could not step foot off the boat for 3 months.
So how did to be cold, or is it like it's the heating on there? Obviously, that everything's like kind of. It's not like mod cons and everything, but it's sort of.
Well, the galley's heated. That's
Hmm.
about it.
What, you had private rooms, or do you have to share rooms?
You have to share rooms.
Oh God, that must be difficult.
Well, the worst part is we had to provide fresh water for the fishermen, so we really couldn't take showers as often as we wanted to.
Yeah. So you ended up all kind of like a bit sweaty and sort of
Yeah.
kind of worn thin a bit.
Yeah, especially in the rain gear and stuff.
I can't even imagine it really, but at the same time, I've been to, being scared of heights. I've been on planes and things. I went to America, for instance, and you know,
Well, see, since I'm in Texas too, I would have to take 3 planes to get to Alaska, or get to. I would have to take 3 planes to get to the cannery.
so do you want to finish this one when we just get to an hour, maybe, and then
Yeah,
it's
that sounds good.
56. So yeah, I appreciate
For
you doing this video with me, Miles. It's like really, it should be you interviewing me more, maybe, but leave me with any questions you want about finding the European ending of Twin Peaks one, I suppose. And I think probably you could find it online, but I will send you a link if you can't find it at some point, I imagine. But not today, but I'll try and think how you can watch it. So I've never heard of that. I thought that everyone would have seen it, but
yeah, it's not the easiest to track down, I guess, unless you have the physical media.
well, I'm sure you can find it, right?
Yeah, I could probably track it down. I have a good website for stuff like that now,
Yeah.
that someone put me onto recently.
Okay. You mean like Mr. Strawberry's enclave of VHS cassettes?
Yeah, it's a Russian website that just
Oh
has like
no!
all
Do you
these.
mean VK.com?
You know of it.
Oh my God! It's on there, yeah. All the missing pieces are on there. The European
Okay, well
pilot,
then
yeah, they've got a Twin Peaks site. It'll be on there, I think. I saw the
VK
missing
has
pieces
everything.
on there before they came out, or like the day it came out, because it came out whilst I was on holiday in Romania. And by the way, Ray Wise is half Romanian, really, and he made a film there, and he was like, yeah, you can't exactly expect it to be like massive trailers, but it's a bit of fun.
There was this show I watched a while back. It was Ray Wise playing the devil.
Mm.
Forgot
Oh
what
yeah, I know what you mean. Wasn't that a film?
Oh, it was a TV show.
I can't remember what that is.
I mean,
Well, he's always played kind of these characters because before, like he played a villain in one of the sort of thugs in RoboCop, didn't he?
did he? Wait, which RoboCop?
One.
I don't think Ray Wise was in that one, was he?
I guarantee you, Ray Wise is in it. So is Albert.
Yeah, Albert's in it. Yeah, he's you're gonna be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole
Yeah.
show now. Well, if we put this up live, that'll become censored now. So
Yeah.
you have to put a beep over that, the bad mother bit. And no, yeah, Ray Wise is in it. Believe me, not a lot, but he's in a small role. He's in the scene where they're blowing off his arm and stuff.
Oh, you're right.
He's laughing kind of manically, a bit like in the way, well, not manically, maniacally.
No, Ray Wise is one of the gang members. I just looked
Correct.
it up. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. He's
So I
one
said
of
he's
the.
one of the thugs. Like,
Yeah.
they're just sort of like blowing his hand off. That was shot, you remember, which was sometimes deleted or like kind of trimmed down in a video releases here initially. And then it was released fully uncut. And I was like, oh my God. This
Remember,
is
the only way you could watch that was by getting the Criterion back in the day.
I know, yeah, something like that. And it was like Paul Verhoeven. He really didn't pull any punches with that film, did he? It was just, you have 20 seconds to comply. And then I always remember this one where he shoots through the woman's skirt as well. I'll buy that for $1. Like, what? Do you mean you can buy it for $1? I don't know what you're talking
Basic Instinct too, another great Paul Verhoeven film.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's in a different league, though. It's kind of like when he went mainstream. Like, RoboCop, yeah, was mainstream, actually. Like, when that came out, people were like, bloody hell, you got to see RoboCop. But it had almost like a kind of cult appeal as well. Whereas Basic Instinct was sort of erotic thriller. You can see Sharon Stone's,
Femme Fatale.
It's like, yeah, you can see Michael Douglas wearing the snazziest disco wear, like get down on it. It's like some of it's embarrassing, but it's kind of supposed to be deliberately, as a prelude to the where showgirls went. But yeah, Basic Instinct is a good film.
You have any closing thoughts? I guess since we reached
Not
the
really.
hour.
No, I think I'm just a bit tired today, like I told you, and I just appreciate you kind of doing this for me, really.
Oh yeah, no worries.
For both of us, really.
But yeah, no, excited to do the next episode as well if we need to record it.
Well, do you think you can send this to me once you've, you could cut it off before that bit, or I could edit it before this, and then.
Yeah, send me your email, and I can send it to you via email for sure.
Okay, all right, yeah, just give you it on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, take care, everyone.
Because then, yeah, I mean, I could edit it before this bit at the end, for instance. And then I could, we'll agree, like I can put it on my channel if you agree or whatever.
All right.
In about a week or something.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Stay frosty.
Yeah, thank you again for having me on, Myles. So, you can come on Damn Good Coffee Time and we'll just take it from there. It was an enjoyable conversation, quite interesting topics.